Hello everyone, I'm Chetan Shan from Experience Realty. Being a real estate professional, I interact with investors every day. One of the most common questions I frequently get from the clients is how to set up a company in Dubai. So I thought of sharing the information about it. Today, I'm going to talk about the process of company formation in the UAE, the types of trade licenses you can apply, and the benefits and differences. But before we start, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, download the PropTube app for the latest real estate updates. Why starting a company in the UAE is a good idea? The UAE has already become a modern business destination for the world. Due to its excellent government policies, taxation system, transparent legal framework, infrastructure, easy visa permit, the UAE's central location and being one of the most demanded destinations by tourists and investors across the globe is another factor. If you are a businessman or an entrepreneur who want to start a company in the UAE, you should definitely make your choice. Whether it is import-export, tech startups, full-fledged MNCs or small businesses, many are finding their way to set up their branches here. The country has been attracting a lot of deep-pocket investors, majorly from Europe, US, India, Singapore, Russia, and other regions, who are setting up the businesses in retail, IT services, financial services, tourism, logistics, construction, and real estate. And you will agree with me on this, the government vision towards the growth is very important for every businessman. It helps you achieving your business goals in calculated time. Now, let's discuss the types of trade licenses and business options you have in the UAE. First of all, you need a trade license and a visa to start a company in Dubai or UAE. There can be two scenarios. Either you are already in Dubai on employment visa or working for a company, or if you are in any other country, you will need to come on a visit visa and then process to apply for the trade license. Few business licenses can be registered virtually as well. You need to know that the purpose of your business and the type of company you want to start. Whether it's e-commerce, a restaurant, a retail shop, general trading, a marketing agency, or a software company, or anything else maybe for that matter. Your choice of business will determine the type of trade license you will need. Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, Al Quwain, Ras Al Khaimah, and Fujairah. These are 7 states in the UAE and you can start your business wherever you want. Do the costing, decide the business, choose your activities and location where you want to set up a company. Mainly, there are 3 types of business entities you can establish in the UAE. There is free zone company license, mainland company license, and offshore company license. Please understand, businesses are very well regulated across UAE. Each type of trade license has its own government approval authority, regulations, and benefits. You need to decide what type of company you want to register, making sure your chosen activities should match your business goals. For an example, it's very important for you to know that a company licensed to sell mobile phones cannot sell car accessories or food products. Now, let's understand what is a free zone company trade license. This is for the companies created within special area controlled by specific, states in the UAE, like Jebel Ali Free Zone, Internet City, Maidan Free Zone, Ajman Free Zone, Ras Al Khaimah, and there are many others. Free zone licenses are ideal for B2B businesses like IT services, marketing agencies, digital marketing companies, freelancers, and others, where you're not selling goods direct to the customers. However, free zone companies can provide the services to mainland companies in certain cases. It totally depends upon the jurisdiction and particular free zone. Sometimes double licenses can be obtained in a number of free zones as well, so that company can do businesses within the UAE. It is one of the most demanded trade licenses in the UAE, chosen by foreign investors because it is easy and quickly approved. and it is also cost effective as well. And you have all the benefits, including 100% ownership without a local partner. Income tax exemptions are given and also applies to the new income tax legislation, which is starting from June 2024. Registration of the company is usually entirely done, remotely as well. Sometimes some free zones are designated free zones. This means that no import or export duties or taxes need to be paid. For example, this applies in Dubai Airport free zone. Free zone companies are free to do business within the free zone or in a foreign markets. The company office can be located within the free zone area only, so that is the important factor. Now, coming to the next, what is Mainland Company Trade License? Mainland Company License is more established locally. This license allows you to operate locally and internationally as well. It's a bit more kind of a fully fledged entity without any restrictions. It is issued by Department of Economic Development. There are more than 2,000 activities you can do in the UAE, like medical services, catering services, educational and training, real estate, trade, retail, it could be any restaurant, cafe, etc. It lets you do business anywhere in the UAE actually. Before 2021, if someone from any other country wanted to start a company in Dubai, they needed a local partner who owned 51% of the company shares. But now, because of changes to the UAE Commercial Companies Act, investors can own 100% of their company without needing a local sponsor. However, this rule doesn't apply to every kind of business. For an example, you register your Mainland or LLC or sole proprietor company, which can be 100% owned. But you may need to have a local agent who represents the interest of the company on your behalf. Few business activities like construction, law firms, industrial commercial activities, etc. You need to have a local Emirati as a partner with minimum 51% of equity, and you can hold a 49% of it. Now, before you start, you need to keep some important points in mind. Companies will pay income tax at a rate of 9% from June 2024. 100% foreign ownership is possible for most of the activities, but for some, you may need to have a local partner or an agent. The company shareholders should be present in person at the notary to sign the incorporation documents, and company office of minimum 13 square meter or more is required. However, for some types of activities, you can have a virtual office. The company office, warehouse, or a production facilities can be located anywhere. Majorly, it's for the companies dealing in B2C line of businesses like dealing in a retail, a restaurant, cafe, or any physical business. Now, let's discuss the third trade license, which is Offshore Company Trade License. So, offshore companies are legal business entities designed to do business with other offshore companies or internationally. They benefit from tax exemptions and do not require an office in the UAE. Offshore companies cannot do business with the UAE mainland or free zone. However, sometimes they are used to hold the assets, trademarks, and investments as well. UAE has 4 authorities where you can register your offshore company, like Jebel Ali Free Zone, Ajman Free Zone, Ras Al Khaimah International Corporate Center, and Fujairah Free Zone. Regardless of the place of registration, UAE offshore companies shares few common rules and benefits, like you don't need an office, can be opened virtually, closed shareholder register. The details of the founders are not publicly disclosed. However, the company has to submit information to the register of beneficial owners and update it. There are no shareholder options and employee visas given for this particular trade license. Bit complex, but UAE offshore company is allowed to have a UAE bank account with multiple currencies. Company registration usually requires a special agent who represents the interest of the company before the offshore administration. So previously, I covered bit information about all type of trade licenses. Now, next is what is the minimum capital required to start a company in Dubai? Or what are the cheapest and the best options available? You need to find a reliable organization who will help you to set up a company in the UAE. There are a lot of companies who put the package price for starting a company in the UAE, but be very careful with all what it includes. Don't be confused with marketing gimmick of 3,000 dirhams or 4,000 dirhams starting price. You're not going to get a trade license with one visa in this amount at all. Yes, you can get a trade license with zero visa, but then there is no point. And that's not really actually what you need. If you want to have a bank account, be careful with the ads because it can be misleading. In my opinion, the complete package can start from 10,000 to 50,000 dirhams, depending upon the free zone jurisdictions and the business activities you want to do. The full package should include your business license, establishment card for your visa, medical, and biometrics, etc. Because these are the important things what you need to cover. Let me give you some cost-effective free zone company setup starting prices just to have an idea. So, Ras Al Khaimah economic zone can be a very good option, which is starting from approx 10,000 dirhams. And then you have a Sharjah Media City, which is known as a Shams. It is a free zone for creative entrepreneur, startups, freelancers, etc. Could be a good option starting from approx 11,500 dirhams. The other good option could be Ajwan Free Zone. You can start a company to deal in a general trading, food and beverages, etc. Can start around 11,000 dirhams. And there is other option, very good option in Dubai, which is known as Dubai Silicon Oasis, DSO. It is particularly attractive for technology-based businesses. Prices can approximately start from 13,000 dirhams. The expensive and the best free zone for you could be DIFC, which is Dubai International Financial Center, ADGB, which is Abu Dhabi Global Market, DMCC. These could be the best options because these are very specific jurisdictions. In DIFC, anything related to financial industry can be a hotspot destination for your business. DMCC, which is called Dubai's Multiple Commodities Center, it is known as one of the best free zone in Dubai. Any of these can start from approx 35,000 to 70,000 dirhams. These could be pretty expensive options for you compared to other free zones, but these are the most established zones in the UAE. Very famous and very popular among the clients who wants to start a company, getting the venture fundings, and has to, if you have a plan to expand in the Middle East at least. And other side, mainland companies need approvals from various government departments like Department of Economic Development and the Ministry of Labor. It's a bit complex procedure for someone who is not here. I would recommend you to consult from a reputed company and let them help you with it. And please remember, anything you see attractive and cost-effective can be misleading. Since the prices depends totally upon business to business, location to location, kind of a license, and majorly the number of employee visas you would need once your company is operational. Let me give you a few examples like what could be the cost-effective options for you. So in case if you want to register as a sole establishment company, pricing can start from approx 15,000 dirhams. Civil trade license companies which can start from approximately 17,000 dirhams, which is ideal for professionals like lawyers and engineers. And limited liability companies known as LLC companies can start from approx 20,000 dirhams. This is one of the most common type of business setup for multiple partners. Now, coming to the next, UAE offshore companies which are not allowed to do business within UAE. It means that they cannot have transactions with the freeland or mainland companies. They can only deal with international companies or with only UAE offshore companies. Company setup pricing can start from approx 7,000 to 8,000 dirhams, depending upon your business activities and the location. Now, coming to our next question, which is, what are the major differences among all trade licenses? So, as I have covered the features and each type of trade license before while discussing them, now I would like to highlight few major differences and important highlights so that you can match it with your business goals. You need to understand this. Workspace is the key difference. Mainland companies must have a physical office space, and free zone companies often don't need a physical office space. They can use virtual office as well. You can also have a service desk to benefit 1 to 3 work visas for your employees. Issuing and employment visas are handled differently too. Mainland companies can get as many visas as they need depending upon office size, but free zone companies have a limit on the number of visas. Usually, these are given between 1 to 6 depending upon the specific free zone regulations. Now, getting an approval is simpler and faster in free zones. Free zones have their own rules and don't need as many external approvals. As per the UAE law, you can convert your free zone company trade license to mainland company license. People choose free zone over mainland to start their business, but in the long run, if you want to expand, you will have to register different company with a different name. Keeping in mind the Emiratization policy, any company in private sector with 20 to 49 employees is bound to hire at least one local Emirati employee as soon as the number reaches 50. Now coming to the next question, what is taxation rule in the UAE? The UAE is known for its tax-friendly environment. However, this changed in 2018 with the introduction of a value-added tax. The rate was set at 5% and it applied to all businesses in the UAE, including those in free zones. Recently, government has introduced the corporate tax started from June 2024. The rate is set at 9%, which applies to all mainland companies and other companies with a taxable profit of more than 375,000 dirhams annually. However, government has given tax relief to the small business entities. This would be applicable to the businesses if the annual turnover is less than 3 million dirhams. This initiative has simplified the corporate tax in the UAE, and there are other exemptions given to the government entities, non-profit organizations, charitable organizations, educational institutions, medical institutions, and others. At last, what is the registration process, average timelines, and banking formalities? Number 1, choose the appropriate legal structure based on your business model and ownership preferences. Number 2, selection of the registration form and the right license for your business needs, like whether you want to go for a free zone, mainland, or an offshore license. Number 3, register your trade name with the Department of Economic Development to ensure it's unique and compliant with the UAE name laws. Number 4, prepare the application and collection of all necessary documents for your company. Number 5, filling and passing the KYC by the shareholders and directors for the background check. And if any additional document is required, you will need to submit that again. Number 6, lease office space if needed as per your business requirement. You will need to have a physical or a virtual address to register your company. Number 7, submit an additional document if required, for example, if you want to obtain a permit. And then number 8, decision making on company registration, obtaining incorporation documents and business licenses, and process with decision making on the company registration, obtaining incorporation documents, and a business license. Average time to get a trade license is 1 to 4 weeks, but if the type of business requires additional documents or approvals, the deadline may be longer. You will need to open a corporate bank account, hire employees, and ensure compliance with UAE laws and regulations. Next is one of the most important things you should know. Now, the question is, what is the criteria and how long does it take to open a bank account? Please be informed while choosing the activities for your business, because it will help you to avoid unnecessary trouble of getting a bank account. Sometimes clients just want to start a company with zero visa to make it cost effective and be happy because they just want to get a bank account. This will lead you paying more money, and consultants don't tell you this because they just want you to get back to them to correct the mistakes and pay more. It can take 1 to 4 months, but if there is any additional approval needed, it can take longer. To be honest with you, you have to be realistic with the timelines. Bank account opening in the UAE is not so easy task, and corporate bank account is even more complex because of the formalities, verification and approvals, and these are time-taking process. Banks has to follow compliance checks, verification of attested documents from the country of origin, MOAs and other certificates from the home countries. Sometimes audited financial reports are also asked. So please don't leave it to the last minute. It can be easy and less time-consuming process for you to get a Mainland company bank account, since Mainland trade license registration formalities covers most of the ministry approvals and it makes it hassle-free. Again, depending upon the business activities, on an average, it may take 3 weeks to 3 months. Free zone company trade license registration has an easy format. However, getting a bank account can be a complex process because banks has more compliances to follow. Make sure to choose relevant activities while applying for a free zone license, and please double check the possibilities of getting a bank account with the consultant or a company you choose to go with. It can take approximately 1 to 4 months to have a corporate bank account. Why offshore companies set up are in demand among real estate investors? What is the difference, and what bank account options do you have? You can apply for an offshore company license in the UAE only if you already have a company in your home country and you are planning to open a representative office in the UAE for the customer service or a back office operations. Another important reason to apply is to safeguard your savings, investments, or surplus funds. UAE as a global business hub provides an access to international markets and facilities for cross-border transactions. So, offshore companies benefit the privately to hold the assets including copyright and trademarks with the protection and confidentiality. Due to limited options, Jebel Ali Free Zone and Ras Al Khaimah offshore licenses are the most popular one among real estate investors. Also makes it one of the most expensive type of UAE offshore company licenses. Opening an offshore company bank account can be also very complicated and considered one of the most difficult corporate bank account. You need to make sure you have all the supporting source of funds and KYC from your home country, and it can take approximately 4 to 8 weeks on an average, depending upon the verification process. In general, it is possible to open a corporate bank account with multiple banks in the UAE. Emirates NBD, First Abu Dhabi Bank, Iraq Bank are more likely to accept applications. However, banks are very selective in case of a free zone and offshore companies accounts. So make sure you do your research as per your business needs. The banks in the UAE require some minimum balance to be kept in the corporate accounts, ranges between 20,000 to 500,000 dirhams. So, starting a company in Dubai is a promising venture filled with opportunities and supported by a progressive business environment. As we look towards 2024, Dubai continues to be an amazing ground for growth, innovation, and success. If you have any questions or need any assistance, feel free to get in touch with me at Experience Realty. You have a great day.